In this video, I'm going to give you my favourite mixing rums, or gold rums if you want to call them that I think you need to try in 2024. Hey rum friends, welcome back. On this channel, I mainly talk about rum education, tiki cocktails, and then deep diving with fun rum experiments. So if that sounds like fun, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. So let's crack on then with these mixing rums or gold rums. Now, what's my criteria? What am I talking about with mixing rums, gold rums? Well, traditionally, what I would call this for me personally is younger rums, not necessarily unaged, but 3, 4, 5-year-old rums maybe, that you would quite happily sip neat. For me, that has to be a big factor, that I kind of enjoy them neat, but actually work well when you mix them, whether it's your favourite like cola or other random mixer, whether you're putting them in cocktails with other fun fruit juices and stuff like that. They have to carry their flavour through. So these are my top picks, what I think you should try if you haven't already in 24. So in no particular order, but my first pick, I'm going up here to Martinique. This I've fallen in love with. This is a new release in 2023. Hopefully it will start to do the rounds a bit more in 2024. Martinique Agrial, 43% ABV, slightly younger rum. For me, a fantastic neat sipper. I really do enjoy that, sipping that neat, but just brings so much to the party when you mix it. I can't really say too much more about it. It just works really well. I fell in love with it from the first sip. I'm now sort of getting through. This is actually the second bottle I've had because I've used this in masterclasses and stuff. Again, I think for me going forward, definitely a permanent stock now. Now, the second rum I'm going to bring out here, it's a brand new one to me. At the time of shooting, I've had it about a month. I don't think this is even out in the US yet at the time of shooting, but it will be. This is the brand new Worthy Park Select, 40% ABV. Oh my God, it is good. It takes the rum bar, so Worthy Park's rum bar range, their rum bar gold, it takes that to a whole different flavour with complexity. I'm not going back to the rum bar gold after this. This is a permanent stock for me. There's rumours, I haven't deep dived into it properly, but it's rumours about maybe cane juice being used in some of this. I don't know for 100%. All I know is it's a completely different tasting rum to Worthy Park's rum bar gold. Fantastic value. I haven't even seen the price of this yet, but I've got a rough idea of what the price will be. And for me, even though I've only just opened it and only just got used to it, it is a fantastic, what I want for a funky but lower ABV, healthy mixing rum. Just a fantastic Jamaican rum. Now, the third one I'm actually going Spanish style now, and I've just restocked the bottle because I finished the last one. Again, this will be a forever stock for me. The Don Q 7 Reserva. What's it called? Reserva 7. This is a stunning rum. Really good price. I actually don't, and I'm not alone in this opinion, I actually don't think you need to go up to the Añejo if you prefer a sipping rum. I think this absolutely smashes it out the park for Don Q. Cheap enough to mix, cheap enough to buy it instead of the Don Q Gold. It's got a lot more flavour, a lot more depth of character than the Don Q Gold, but at the price point, it is really good value for money here in the UK, so I'm only assuming that in the US and places around the world, it is even better value for money. But this just brings something that the traditional English, Barbados, Jamaica, Guyana rums don't. This is a lighter style of rum, but don't think that it's flavourless because it is so well put together. I really adore this rum. It's neat or in cocktails. Now, the next one might be a controversial pick because I'm in the middle of a Barbados series over on my other channel and it has just been displaced by another rum. But I still think, and I'm going to stand by this, I still think that a lot of you need to have this in your locker, or at least try it and see what you think. This is the Plantation, the Barbados, the 5-year-old, a little bit more dosed than say the Dorleys, but I just think that works exceptionally well. It loses for me, it's more of a neat sipper than a mixer, but the reason I've put it in here is because I know so many people, this is their go-to mixing rum, and I cannot argue with that. So for me, while it does, I potentially might prefer the Dorleys as a mixer, I prefer this as an all-rounder because, yes, it does work quite well when you mix it and put it in cocktails. I'm just saying it hasn't got enough grunting flavour to stand through in cocktails, but it makes a cracking rum and coke, a cracking rum and ginger beer, all those simple highballs as well as cocktails. I cannot argue with mass market. So many people will agree with me here, so I do think you need to have that in your locker. However, one rum I'm going to stand firm on is this, the Chairman's Legacy. This is a barnstormer. This is fantastic. more of a mixer than a neat sipper for me, this one. But when you add this to cocktails, whether it's the full amount, say if we're doing 60ml of rum in a cocktail, whether you go 60ml or whether you add like a 30ml kind of split base of this, wow, do you know it's in the drink. This is first class liquid. Potentially, I wouldn't say my all-star of this, but again, I can't have the Rum JM and not have this. I can't have this and not have the Don Q7. They just bring very different flavours, very different profiles to that. And if any of you have tried St. Lucian rum, you'll know what I'm talking about, because St. Lucian rum has got its own characteristics, completely different to Barbados to Jamaica from other English styles of rums. For me, I would personally actually have it over the Plantation 5 now. Because that for me has firmly sort of gone more neat sipping, whereas this is firmly in the mixing rums. But oh boy, this is good. A little bit more expensive, but I think that is well worth it. And I don't know the US prices, but I think that's well worth it around the world. And now my final two controversial picks for a lot of you, but I stand by them 100%. So the first one is the Ron Colon Salvadoreno. It's a blend of El Salvador rum and Jamaican rum, 55.5% proof, dirt cheap, fantastic flavours. I will always talk about this story, but you know, membership blind tasting, they picked this as £100 rum. It is that good. I'm not saying it's better than those, but for the price, it is absolutely well worth having it in your locker. And I've got it from the guys that it is available, or they're doing their best to make it available worldwide. So again, brings that Jamaican funk with that sort of, we're not used to El Salvador rums really in the grand scheme of things, but there's a lovely harmonious balance in there. You don't mistake the Jamaicanness of it, but it's got the lightness from possibly the El Salvador to carry it through. But at 55% ABV, oh boy. Actually, controversial statement, I would rather have this than pay the extra money and have the Smith and Cross, because this does bring different dimensions to what Smith and Cross does. And if I've got a Jamaican rum, I've got the Worthy Park Select. And then my final rum, out of all these rums I've got behind me, I'm staying clear of the British rums in this one, because they are predominantly unaged. We've got a few aged there, but I think even the aged ones, I wouldn't put in the worldwide category yet, because they're still learning, but the unaged stuff, fantastic. So my last pick, I'm actually going to Mauritius. And I've fallen in love with this, and I know many people go for the older version, but this is the new barrel. This is, I always get these the wrong way around. This is 6 months in new barrel, 6 months old, this rum. And it's that TVT again, I couldn't say in the white rum, Tristal Vaz Textura, however you say that, but 45% ABV. Sugarcane juice, that does carry through in cocktails. It gives you something completely different to the rest of these. Decent price, a little bit more expensive, but a decent price. But I think it is well worth the money. For me personally, I would much rather have it. I don't think it's even on the back of the bar now. I'd much rather have it than the 3-year-old version, but that's me. I see this properly as a fantastic mixing rum, but one that you will quite happily sip neat as well. So there's 3 more videos to cover. We've got the best, my favourite aged rums, under $60 rums that I think you should try for neat sipping. I've got my spiced and flavoured rums to come. And I've also got my notable, what should we call it, my new releases of 2023 that I think you should try in 24. So stay tuned for those.